So garnishments have different items, and there can be, you have different types of garnishments. You have child support levies, you have tax levies, but in the tax levy bucket, you have IRS, FTB, and state. So you have different tax levies, but then you might get spousal support or bankruptcy. And depending on how many garnishments this employee has and what order they came in will depend on the precedent in which they take place. So child support garnishments are generally always going to take precedent over creditor, IRS, tax levies. Child support always usually comes first. And depending on the state will determine how much of the employee's disposable earnings or net pay I can take. So an employee's paid gross, their taxes are taken out, their deductions are taken out, and then anything that's left, the net pay is generally susceptible to a garnishment. But depending on the type of garnishment, you can take as little as 15% up to 65% of that employee's disposable earnings. The biggest piece around garnishments is understanding the variety that you have, the order in which they are most important, and the amount that you can take from an employee for that certain state or that certain type of garnishments, because garnishment rules vary by state. One of the most important pieces that I've found in dealing with garnishments is actually notifying the employee, because generally as the business owner or the payroll contact, those garnishments come to you. And that's usually the final step. When somebody's garnishing your wages and it's gotten to your employer, they've generally tried to reach out to you via mail, via phone, and it's been ignored. So they kind of go over you. So a lot of employees may act like, I've never seen this garnishment. They may have or they may have not. So the biggest thing is the notification to the employees. And if I get a garnishment in the mail today, I can't garnish the employee's wages for Friday. I need to give them either a 10 or 15 day window where I send them their notice of, hey, this is going to happen. You usually fill out and say, this is the amount that's going to be taken, and it will be taken 10 days from this notice. That gives the employee time to receive the notice and call the authority, whether it's child support or tax, and say, hey, can we work out a payment plan? Once we receive a garnishment, we cannot not take the money. We have to implement, and we have to take it if that 10 to 15 day window is up. It's really up to the employee at that point to call and determine the amount that's going to be deducted.